Hey everybody, Mah-Dry-Bread here. So I've noticed that in the survey results, a lot of people are confused about my schedule, and although I put up a weekly schedule every single Monday on the Monday vlog as well as on the Discord server, that kind of only shows you the short term of that week, whereas it doesn't kind of let you look at the bigger picture. I guess you'd need to basically work that out on your own, the bigger picture of how it looks. So I figured I would go ahead and make a monthly, if this goes well, monthly video where I show you every single series currently being worked on and every single one currently on break, so you can better see the bigger picture. So what I'm going to show you right now is currently everything that I've got going on, and I'm gonna talk a little bit about every single playthrough and what the status of it is right now. Alright, so this is a little picture I threw together of every single series I currently have going. You'll see on the left side is Let's Plays, the ones that are active and the ones that are on break. On the right are streams, the ones that are active and the ones that are on break. If you remember from the weekly schedule, I kind of have like 3 locally recorded Let's Play game slots, and then 3 slots where I upload the previous week's 3 streams. So you can see that I've got 4 Let's Plays going and 4 streams going, and I upload 3 of those Let's Plays every week and 3 of those streams every week. So there's only 1 stream game and 1 active game, I guess, that would be left out per week. So Let's Play active, Paper Mario. So I've been doing a lot of Paper Mario on the Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 3 p.m. slot, which is kind of like the biggest slot of the week, because that one is the only 3 slot in a week. Not getting many views on that, which is a little bit disappointing, because I had a lot of fun recording that. I'm not quite done it yet, I'm like 20-something episodes in right now. But yeah, not a whole lot of people are watching it, but I definitely want to keep doing it because it's a lot of fun. So I'm thinking I might move that to like a Tuesday, Thursday slot, something like that, where it's like a 2-a-week slot rather than a 3-a-week. Hearts of Iron 4, that's the one with Aldra Hill. Normally I'd put that up on weekends, but he's actually out of the country right now. He's in Australia at the moment, which is notorious for terrible internet. So knowing that I wouldn't be able to record with him for a few weeks, I started putting up some of that Dynasty Warriors 8 Empires, which I'll get into in a moment. So Hearts of Iron 4 is definitely still active. You'll probably be seeing it again in like a week or 2. It's just, you know, he's unable to record at the moment. We're still trying to work out when he thinks he'll be able to record next. Terraria, that's Terraria with Brandon, because we recently started to make that multiplayer, because I think it's a lot more interesting multiplayer, and it's a lot more fun for me to record multiplayer. That's an active one right now. I like that on Tuesdays and Thursdays. I might even bump that to Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Not a whole ton of people are watching it, but the people who are watching it seem to be really, really into it. So I don't want that to fall by the wayside, especially because I've been uploading it less recently, mostly because of the Watch Dogs 2 playthrough that Brandon's doing on his channel. I've got to upload my videos on the same day as his for that, so that neither of us spoils the other ones, but I'm only with him on the multiplayer episodes, which you'll notice that's not on this list because the last episode of that was yesterday. So I did have someone ask, like, why was there only 1 episode of Terraria every 2 weeks? That's pure coincidence of how the schedule's worked out because of me not wanting to spoil his series. That's done now. So Tuesday and Thursday should go right back to being the same game like it used to be, where, you know, Monday, Wednesday, Friday is 1 game, Tuesday, Thursday is 1 game, Saturday, Sunday is 1 game, and those are all the locally recorded ones in the week. Lastly, Dynasty Warriors 8 Empires. People are really, really liking the first episode of that. I am really surprised, especially because the footage didn't turn out great. For whatever reason, like when we were playing it, it was totally fine. But for some reason, the game didn't record well. Like there's these weird flashing images of people's faces. I didn't edit those in as a gag. That's the capture being weird. It stutters quite badly, actually, on the recording. And it's not like a CPU max out or anything. It just seems like the game doesn't like the software I used. We've already got the first 5 episodes of that recorded, so they're all gonna look like that, which is really shitty. But I could probably, we're near the end of the series. Here's the thing. I decided to slot that in where Hearts of Iron 4 used to be in the short time that we can't record it, just because the Dynasty Warriors 8 Empires series is going to be a really short one, because we've done 5 episodes and we're about to beat the game. The next play session we do will probably beat it, so the ending will probably be somewhere between episode 6 and episode 8. That's probably how long it'll take to beat that, so at 2 episodes a week, it's just a real short series. Takes a month or less, probably less, to upload. So 4 active Let's Plays right now, with Hearts of Iron 4 kind of being on a very short break, and Dynasty Warriors 8 being a very short playthrough, so it'll be down to 3 very soon. But then, it might be right back up to 4, because Project Zomboid, people have been asking for that to come back a lot. Now, that's in the on break category because I had done 5 straight weeks of 3 episodes of Project Zomboid. That's a long time. I figured that people would want a little bit more variety, so, you know, episode 15 came to a very natural conclusion where, as you all saw, Brandon died in that episode, so I thought, okay, now would be a good time to take a break for a month from it, with, of course, no intention of stopping that series. It's a lot of fun, and people seem to be really enjoying it. No intention to stop that, just put on a little break, but people are, like, demanding it back immediately, and it really sucks that the follow-up series, Paper Mario, which I think is even a funnier series, almost no one's watching. So maybe I'll move Paper Mario to a lesser slot and have Project Zomboid come back earlier. I'm also thinking of having Project Zomboid come back as bonus videos on days, if I can figure out the logistics of that and the time. Maybe have Tuesdays and Thursdays as a second video in the week is Project Zomboid, or on the weekend, or something like that. So it's extra videos on top of what I already upload. Maybe people will be into that. Maybe I can find time for that. We'll have to wait and see. Balaram, I did 2 episodes of that a month and a half ago, something like that, just kind of on a lark. People seem to like those episodes, but aren't super vocal about it. People have asked if that series is going to continue. I'm not sure. The thing is, I kind of want to keep doing it because the game is fascinating. At the same time, should I do it as a locally recorded Let's Play, or should I do it as streams? I'm not really sure what that game is better suited to. It's such a strange game. So that's kind of just on break while I figure out exactly what I want to do with that and when I want to bring it back, because I don't want to overload you guys with too much locally recorded stuff at once. Dragon Ball Z Team Training we haven't done in a few months. That playthrough was really, really fun. I want to get back to that. The main thing that put that on hiatus is just, it's hard to find time when a bunch of the guys are free. I've just got this group chat with all the people who said to me that they were interested in co-commentating on that. And every once in a while when I went to record, I would just message in there and I'd say, hey, is anybody free for this? And originally it was really easy to get people in for it, but, you know, everyone has their own life, everyone has their own time zone, everyone has their own jobs, and so it started to become harder and harder to get time to find time when people were free for it. And that on top of how I became really busy around that time as well, so it's been on hiatus because of that. I really want to get back to that, especially because I don't think that playthrough is going to take super long. We're more than halfway through the game, I'd wager. And we've got a decent team put together. For anyone who doesn't remember what Dragon Ball Z Team Training is, by the way, it's a Pokemon Fire Red ROM hack where everybody is in the world of Dragon Ball Z. It's really, really cool. So, you know, instead of catching Pokemon, you're catching, like, Vegeta and Piccolo and all these different characters from the shows and the movies and everything. It's a really cool game. Pokemon Platinum, the old favorite on the show, I think it's been running for like 3 years now. Haven't done it in a while because we left off at a really boring part of power leveling to do the Ghost Gym. And it's one of those series that's really bad in a really funny way, and everyone tells me they really love it because it's just like Flash Trash and the goofy commentary and everything. I really want to bring that back. It's just about finding a time when I have an opening in the schedule and when I can get both Whatageek and Brandon in for it, because me, Whatageek, and Brandon, I think, have like really good chemistry when it comes to commentating Pokemon games. I really love having the 3 of us there for that. We have a lot of fun recording it. And, you know, as you can judge by the comments on those videos and all the people who always tell me to bring that series back, people seem to really like when the 3 of us get together and play a Pokemon game, which I guess Dragon Ball Z Team Training has a lot of that appeal. Lastly is the secret project, and I know I've been teasing this one for a long time. Not the same secret project as me joining ShoddyCast, obviously. I talk about this a lot on my pre-streams, and I've talked about this a lot on the weekly vlogs, and I still can't give you all the details. I want this to air in November, but I'm not sure that I'm going to have an opening. So I'm in a really, really awkward position. We recorded the first part of a series, 13 episodes, of this series a year and a half ago. Me, Brandon, Whatageek, and Shally, we all recorded it together. We had a ton of fun. We're really happy with how the footage came out and everything, and we really wanted to get back to it. But because of the nature of the game and how it's run, they needed to bring down a server for the game because it was still in development, and they said, when we bring the server back up, it's going to be a total server wipe, everyone's character is going to be gone. But it won't happen again after that. Basically, we were playing on a test server, so we decided, you know what, we got a little bit in, we had a lot of fun with it, let's pause here, and when the server comes out in a month or two, we'll just level our characters back up to where we were in the game before, and then we'll continue the series there. Also, the game is free and online, so people could actually jump in and like join in our whole community on the game and everything, but we wanted to wait until the server actually came out so that we'd never have a break in the series. We didn't want to upload 13 videos of the series and then have it held off until the server goes back up. We thought the server would be back up within 2 months, that's what they originally thought, ended up taking them a year and a half. Now the server's great now. I've been playing on it recently on this game. It's working great, it's totally stable now, I'm having a lot of fun, I'm trying to get my character back up to where he was before, and just all the stuff preparing it. But we don't know how long that's going to take to be able to prepare it again due to stuff pretty much out of our control. There are always scheduling conflicts, you never know how those work out and how that delays stuff. And right now, I have a lot going on already. So I'm in this weird position where the first 13 episodes are really old. I'm not sure when I can record more episodes of it. And when we have that recorded, I'm not sure when I can air it. But it's a really good series that I'm really happy with, so I want to air it, but there are all these hurdles in the way. And I wish I could just tell you the game, but then that would kill hype for it. So, man, there's just all this weird stuff floating about that project. I'm not sure when that's going to air. I really want it to air in November, but I don't want to flood the channel, so we'll have to see. On to the streams. We have 4 active streams right now. We got WWE 2K18, which I kind of like the rhythm of just having 3 streams a week, but we had to bring that in. Every single time a new WWE game comes out, everybody really wants to see my take on it and everything. And I'm having fun with this so far for as goofy as it is. I think the gameplay on it is really, really good. Although the My Career mode is iffy so far. I'm having fun with it, but it needs polish. It might get better. We're still kind of in a really, really long tutorial zone with that. We have Mountain Blade Warband, which people seem to be really enjoying. I'm really enjoying. It's so relaxing getting into that game again. I'm having a lot of fun. And hey, hopefully Bannerlord's coming out sometime soon, which is the next Mountain Blade game that they've been hyping for years. It's like a running joke in the community that game's never going to come out. So maybe Bannerlord's going to come out before the end of the year. And I've already said it now, if Bannerlord comes out before I'm done Warband, we're just switching to Bannerlord, because Warband, as everybody knows, like, no one finishes a playthrough of Warband. I remember one saying, like, I don't think anyone's ever finished a full playthrough of Warband on YouTube, to which somebody said there's one guy who's getting really close, but it's 400 episodes into the series. So, yeah, I think everybody knows going into that series, I can try to aim to beat it, but it's likely the new game is going to be out before we beat it, and we're just going to switch to that. Yakuza 0, again, doesn't get much viewership, but I have a lot of fun playing it. It's a really relaxing game to play, and I feel like the people who come there for the live streams on it have a lot of fun, so I like having that kind of break game, especially because I've been streaming for so many years now, and you've noticed the streams have gotten shorter and shorter. I used to stream for like 3 hours, now it's like 2 hours, and now it's like an hour and a half to an hour. I'm just working with what my schedule can do, because now that I also work for Shoddycast and I do freelance editing for Geek Remix and all this stuff, I just do what I can that pays the bills. I used to get donations a lot on stream, and that kind of warranted letting me stream longer. But as it stands right now, as I can tell from the exit surveys on my Patreon, every single time someone stops donating on Patreon, they cite my financial situation changed. We're just at a time this year and last year where people have less money to go around, so I totally don't blame anyone for not donating or not pledging on Patreon or even backing out of their pledges or their donations. There's less money to go around. It's just the fact of how things are right now, so I don't begrudge anyone for spending that money that they have on themselves and their necessities rather than donating it to some random guy on the internet. You do what you need to do. Don't worry about it. It's not my money, it's your money. So because of that though, I also need to do shorter streams because I need to spend more time on the things that actually get me paid. Because, you know, these Smashcast streams, I don't really get any advertising revenue off of it for like the ads that play at the beginning. It's like a couple cents per stream. As even big streamers can tell you, the advertising revenue may as well not exist. It's all donations is where streamers get their money. And for me, I get very few donations, and when those streams go up on YouTube, they get less than $1 worth of views. So it's hours worth of work as well as setup for less than $1. So really, I do those streams for fun more than anything at this point, and just to give you guys some more content. So I hope that you enjoy them. Lastly, SmackDown vs. Raw 2007. Because I'm doing 2K18 right now, that game is obviously on a bit of a hiatus, and very little of that game has been streamed and uploaded, mostly because it was kind of a thing of, if there's nothing else I could do that week, I'd put that up. It's like my emergency thing to upload a few weeks. But I will have that be more active at some point. I count it as active right now just because it's part way and it hasn't been on a substantial hiatus. But just know that's kind of like the backup, oh shit, something happened series of, oh, I can't do this other thing for whatever reason, I'll do that. And if you're wondering why Friday 13th isn't on this, because I did that for like 2 straight months of streaming that every week. Actually, I think it was 3 months of streaming that every week. As fun as that was, the game crashes a lot right now, and until they patch that, I'm holding off on doing it too much. As for On Break, there are only 2 that I'd really consider On Break that are like full-on series rather than just a short series of goofing off like Oblivion was, where I mean, Oblivion could come back sometime, but it was mostly just goofing off. Fable, the Lost Chapter, is the evil playthrough. The thing that crippled that series, because people have been asking for it back, is I don't know how, but I lost my save file on it. So I've got to recreate the save file, which is really frustrating. I lost the save file on that. I just booted it up one day and I didn't have any save files. I don't know if there's like a hiccup in Steam or something. I don't even know. It's just I don't have the save file on it anymore, so I gotta recreate that, and that's a lot of time. I gotta spend like 5 hours on that or something, and God, I'd rather be doing work that gets me paid than spending 5 hours on recreating a save file on my own personal time to then do it on the show and also make no money on it. As much fun as that playthrough is, I gotta do what pays the bills, you know? So I do want to bring that back. It's just right now it's really hard to justify doing that. And lastly, the Sonic Adventure 2 100% stream through, where I did the playthrough of the story mode, and then now I'm doing a stream through trying to get every single emblem, has been on a pretty long hiatus. It's mostly just a thing of a lot of people were asking for other streams. They weren't super into that one, and that's a good goofing off one where I'm kind of doing that and having goofy conversations on the side with my friends, like basically podcast style, as just like when I had that one stream with Bob Wolf of the Wolf Den of Sonic Adventure 2. That's pretty much what we're doing. We're just kind of bantering about the game and Sonic in general and stuff like that, and I had fun with that, and it seems like the chat had fun with that, but that's just kind of an occasional thing. I don't feel like I have an active enough streaming schedule to really warrant having that be a frequent thing instead of a once in a while thing. But I guess that's it for the video where I show you everything I'm working on right now. Obviously, there's a little bit that I'm working on that's not on this. That's like not a Let's Player stream. Like I'm working on a Shoddycast video right now. The first draft of that is done, and you know sometimes I get freelance editing projects, which really wouldn't make sense to put on this because it's not going on my channel or anything. So it's not like this is everything that I'm working on. I work on other stuff too. But that's kind of everything in terms of like Let's Plays and streams on the show right now, not including Flash Trash, which might be coming back soon. I guess it depends on TAD usage, because I haven't gotten my TAD report this week yet. Those have been coming in late recently, which is frustrating. I hope this gave you guys some insight. I would love to see your comments below on what you think, any suggestions you have, if this was useful information to you, because the most common misconception I seem to have on the channel is people think I ditch playthroughs a lot and I don't finish playthroughs a lot, when, I mean, I went over this in my video, my most recent weekly vlog, but I actually did the math a couple months ago on every single playthrough I've ever done on my channel, and whether it is currently ongoing, whether it's completed, or it's on hiatus, or it's cancelled, or like what is the status of all of them. And I categorize like things that are currently uploading, but I don't have every single video of it recorded yet, so there's a possibility it could be cancelled. I would not count that because it's not finished, but it's not cancelled. And I took everyone I've completed, and every single one that I've cancelled or has been on hiatus for more than a month. I tallied it up, and I have finished, depending on how you count ones that are on hiatus, but I have strong plans to bring back. Depending on whether you count that as cancelled or continuous, then I've finished between 91% and 85% of every playthrough ever done on my channel, which is probably one of the highest percents in YouTube. So I think this misconception mostly comes from how it's really hard to tell what I'm doing from the outside looking in, which is the biggest criticism of my channel probably, which is why I made the weekly schedules so that you guys could follow along. And that remedied it partly, which is also why I'm doing today's video, which I think will help remedy it even more by showing people the bigger picture as well as the week to week. The other big misconception about my channel seems to be that I have 1,000 playthroughs going on at once. I don't think so. I mean, I upload 3 locally recorded Let's Play games a week, and I upload all of my previous week's streams in a week. So that's 4 games that are being Let's Played and 4 games that are being streamed, and every week I upload 3 local and 3 streams. So there's only ever one series that's active but tagged out in a week, which again is better than most Let's Play channels. So I don't know. I guess that's the main reason why I find that criticism confusing. Is I'm looking at my Trello page every week and I'm seeing the actual list of what I'm uploading. I'm like, no, this is pretty normal. I don't know where the conception's coming from. And I guess it's mostly that you're not looking at the sheets that I'm looking at, so you don't have it laid out in front of you. So when I'm just that guy that's one of the 100 people you're subscribed to and my thing pops up every once in a while, then it's probably a lot harder to keep track of than me who's looking at the actual, like, thing, because I do this as a job. So I can see why it would look like a lot more of a scattershot from the outside, but it's actually really well organized. I'm really happy with how I've really brought the show together in the last year, because it was really disorganized before, and I got that complaint a lot, so I just hauled ass and made all this stuff to, you know, organize the show, and I don't know, I like to think I've done a pretty good job. But if you have any suggestions on how I could improve, whether it be the transparency or the organization or anything like that, make sure to let me know in the comments, because I read every single comment as long as YouTube notifies me, because sometimes the weirdest shit goes to spam. Sometimes I check my spam filter and shit that is clearly not spam goes to spam, so I try my best to keep up on that. Also, I try and give updates on Twitter a lot. Follow me on Twitter, link in the description. Especially, I give a lot of updates on when I'm streaming, because I aim to stream at 4 p.m. Eastern, usually, but I also like to vary my stream times when I feel like I can really get away with it, so that people in different time zones have an easier time watching, because I got a lot of European viewers. I want to make sure that they don't need to stay up super late, but I also want to make sure I don't fuck over the Californian viewers, because there are a lot of people from California, and, you know, they're way behind me in the time zones, and the Europeans are way ahead of me in the time zones. It's hard to appease both of them. And then there's also just, sometimes my schedule is based around Fatima's work schedule, and she works at Starbucks, so her hours are all over the place, so sometimes, like, you know, I'll want to stream when she's out, because then I can spend some time with her when she's home, and that's just not always possible. But I think I've rambled long enough. I should get this video uploaded and edited in the other order. I don't upload it and then edit it. That wouldn't make any sense. I really hope you guys found this useful. Let me know if you have any feedback in the comment section. Thank you everybody for watching, and until next time, have a nice day.